Welcome back to the channel, guys. It's Wes. I am Midgard Axe, and today we are getting into part 2, my throwing experience and what I thought overall of the CRKT Freyr Axe. And I hope everybody had a great holiday. I hope you enjoyed your Christmas. I hope you had a happy Yule, Hanukkah, whatever it was that you celebrated. I hope you got around with family and friends, gave each other presents, shared a lot of love, and created a lot of memories. And I hope you just had a great holiday season of 2023. I was going to try to get this out before 2024 hit, guys. Sorry. Things got really busy here. Family came in from out of town. They actually flew out of town today. And it was just really crazy. Christmas parties and everything else. So apologize I couldn't get this one to you before, but we're going to get into it now. I know you guys are probably thinking, Wes, there's no dynamic entry into this video. There's no music. There's no axe throwing. What's going on? Alright guys, so before we get into how this thing broke, let me just give you some information on what I thought about the axe to begin with. Now, of course, as you can see here, I started throwing it. As it came, it was dull as a spoon. You know, it just wasn't doing much at all when I threw it. It was barely hitting. If it did hit, it kind of even like the bit was so dull that it was bouncing off the target. And I'll be honest with you guys, I've thrown some dull axes before, and there's very rarely have I come across one where it literally bounces off because it's so dull. So I went and gave it a sharpen, and of course I put a mirror polish on it. And, you know, it looks really nice when you look at it. Once I kind of moved that magnesium phosphate finish back a little bit and gave it somewhat of a polish after I sharpened it, it was a nice looking axe. The nice big beard, the nice stained brown handle, it looked really nice. But like I said before, I had an issue with that head being hafted up so high up on the handle. If you go back and watch part 1, I even say that when on my first impressions I said, and I've said that before, I don't like throwing axes where the head is hafted really high up on the handle. I like it down in the shoulder. And I'll tell you guys why. The reason why I like throwing axe heads hafted down on the shoulder is because you put a ton of stress on the handle whenever you're throwing your axe, and your head, of course, you know, inside the axe eye. And when you're throwing it, when you have it high up on the handle like that and it's not down on the shoulder, you're relying on the cut in the kerf to hold that axe head on. Now, can you do it? Yes, it's possible. However, if you don't seat it all the way down on the shoulder, you're relying on that handle that has been cut in half for the kerf and all the stress to be put right in that section. It's already thin as it is, but then you've put a kerf in it. And what happens is that under stress, it cracks. And look, guys, look where it cracked. It cracked right there in the kerf. At the very bottom of the kerf, it cracked. You can actually see the wedge, the wooden wedge is right here. It stops right here. So it literally cracked at the bottom of the kerf, and about a quarter of the way from the bottom up, it snapped. Okay? And had it been hafted down here on the shoulder, would it have done that? Probably not. You know, I'm not a mind reader, I'm not a fortune teller, but more than likely it wouldn't have done that. I mean, it snapped right there in the kerf. So that's why I like putting my axe heads down on the shoulders for throwing axes, because you're relying on this part of the shoulder right here to keep your head in place. It goes up too high, that kerf has already been cut. It's kind of weak up in there a little bit. So, you know, any movement like this, you know, it's going to crack, and this is exactly what happened. I will tell you guys that once this head came off this handle is extremely light. I put it with other 17-inch handles I had, and this thing is really light, no density to it at all. So that may have played a factor in it too, that this thing is just, I mean, it's like paper light. So, yeah, not very good on that. Throwing, it threw very well. I really enjoyed the way that it felt. I did like that hook down here at the bottom of the handle. It felt really good in the hand. It felt really good releasing out of the hand. It flew true. It flew really well, but I didn't get a ton of time behind it because the handle broke, okay? So it is what it is. I'm not going to ding them for a handle breaking, but I will ding the Freyr Axe for not being seated all the way down on the shoulder, and for this choice of handle here. It's way too light in my opinion. This thing would have broke Had I just been chopping with it, I guarantee it would have broke. It didn't take me just throwing it. It's just so light, and that head was hafted so high up on there that, you know, it was just stressed there, too much stress, and it cracked. It is what it is, guys. That's what happens. Can you get away with hafting it up high and it not breaking? Of course you can, but, you know, I always like to try to take every precaution I can and get every advantage I can when it comes to throwing an axe. So I like hafting mine on the shoulders. It gives it a little bit more insurance. I didn't throw it a ton. I did get some time behind it, though. And I will say that the edge retention on it is pretty decent. Now, I can't give you... I'm not going to say that it works because I didn't throw it enough, okay? But I will say that I did check the edge retention, and it is pretty good. It is pretty good. Like, it should have been a little bit more dull than this, and it's not. So I will give it some props on that and say that it did hold its edge. And I will say, too, that whenever I was throwing it pretty hard and when I got warmed up, and I had no edge rollover whatsoever on this thing. So that's pretty good, too. The magnesium phosphate finish on it held up really well. I don't know if you guys can see it since it's in cinematic mode, so I'll try to get out of the way. But as you can see, I got paint on here, and it was the wood was rubbing up against that finish, and it didn't really rub it off that much, so that's kind of cool. It's almost the same. It is, well, not almost. It is the same as the Berserker. So what we'll have to do is we'll have to source another handle for this. Guys, I am not going to go back and buy another one of these handles. I'm not going to do that. This thing is way too light. I'll source my own handle for this one, haft it, and we'll have to come back to this one. Sorry, guys, another one we got to come back to, but I will show you this. I did get one of the new Helkoverk handles in for the Rhineland hatchet. So what we're going to do is that the next video, I'm going to haft that head onto this new handle and throw that one next, okay? And then we'll make our way back to this one. But the next video that's going to drop is going to be the Rhineland hatchet, hafting it and throwing it. So cool. But I'm going to go ahead and do the giveaway now since we're here. I've taken so long to do it, so we're going to go ahead and let's roll the wheel and see who won the Ace of Spades waddle. Fuck that up. Let's spin the wheel and see who won the World Axethrowing League Ace of Spades axe. And the wheel has spoken, guys, and it picked number 2, Mike Thacker. Mike Thacker, you are the winner of the Ace of Spades. Congratulations, Mike. Mike, actually, this is Mike's second time winning an axe, I believe, or I think second time winning something. I think he won knives, the Ned Foss knives, I believe. Could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he won knives. But cool, Mike, you get an axe finally, so thanks for playing. Thanks for entering. All you guys, thanks for entering. I really appreciate you getting in the comment section and entering. So thanks for your time. Thanks for your patience. Thanks for all your support. Sorry it took me so long to get here, but we're back in business now. So let's get back to hafting the Rhineland hatchet, and then we'll come back around and get to this one. Sorry, guys. These axes coming in lately have been not very good. Not very good at all. But you know what? Like I said, I'm not going to ding them on the handle. It is what it is, but I'd have chosen a more dense handle and not hafted it so high, but that's just my personal opinion. So, but anyway, until next time, guys, I appreciate your support. I appreciate everything everybody's doing. Let's make it a great 2024. I got some really cool stuff in store for 2024. Hopefully some of it pans out. We'll see, crossing my fingers. But until next time, guys, see ya.